Very good afternoon to all. Thank you for being here today. Welcome to Tally CA Connect. Our today's expert is CA Manish Bhansali. Manish Bhansali ji is a practicing chartered accountant, as well as he expertises in analytics as a subject. I can say, be it sales, marketing, inventory, as well as technology such as digital marketing tools, predictive analytics, real-time visualization. One thing we can say that with his deep knowledge, he delivers practical sessions, be it on any topic. And today, Manishi has come up with really exciting thing. As we all know, as a chartered accountant, auditing is like a primemost task. And so today's session is curated for TallyPrime users as to how one can simplify audits through advanced analytics and automation, making it more effective and efficient. And Manishi will be using some external AI tools which will be readily available, easily accessible to the CAs, and we can make the most out of it. So I will request everyone that please do not raise the hands so that the flow of Manishi's session doesn't get broken. But please use chat and Q&A so that we can make sure to answer all your queries. Yeah. So Manishi, thank you so much for a very interesting topic. And I'm sure a lot of people will benefit from this. We had great number of registrations today. So I'm sure the recording will also be very useful. So we'll keep it smooth.
Firstly, I would like to thank Tally Solutions for having me here. And you guys are doing wonderfully great by hosting such sessions Wednesday after Wednesday, and also the CA communities that you have, where people are asking their doubts live and it's getting solved by the community at large. So without further ado, let's quickly begin with the presentation. So welcome everyone to today's session, where we'll see how we can power our audits with artificial intelligence. So here I'll be collaborating all these three tools: TallyPrime, ChatGPT, and CA GPT. AI tools, there are many AI tools, but I've taken ChatGPT as an example because it is the most famous, which has been used by a lot of chartered accountants, and also a lot of CAs have taken the subscription of ChatGPT. So I've used ChatGPT here and also CA GPT, and I'll try to show what we do in our day-to-day processes, how we can actually use AI and save our time perpetually. So to know more about who am I talking to, so that I know what examples to give, we can have a small icebreaker here. So can you all go into your browsers and type menti.com? So there's a small questionnaire. If you can answer, I'll know who am I talking to. If you can go to your browser and type menti.com, and this is the code. If you enter this code, you'll have a question there.
I think better to copy paste this in the chat so that people can, easily instead of typing it.
Yeah, people have already started answering. Ma'am, can you just copy paste that in the chat? This is just to know who are we in the room, so that I can give relevant examples and I know the pace at which I should move forward. So here I've given 5 options. What is your level of exposure to AI tools in audit processes? The first one is none, where you have no exposure. Second one is minimal, where you have heard about it, but you have not used it at. And the third one is moderate, where a lot of you are there, where you've used AI tools occasionally here and there for either personal or professional use. Fourth, I've used the terminology V, where you have taken one step forward and your team is also using AI in your work. And the fifth one is expert, where your team is now crazy about AI and for everything they've been using AI. So we just saw the results where a lot of you have moderate exposure on AI tools. And with this 1.5 hour of our time together, I'll make sure that all of you all feel that you have to go to the next level of wherever you stand today, right? And without wasting much of time, let's go forward directly into the topic. So for brevity of understanding, I've broken the entire presentation into 3 parts, where we'll see why is this relevant today, right? and why has ICI come up with the CA course? There is faculty development program and all of that, and there's so much noise over it. And is it really worth it, or why is there so much noise about it? And once we know about it, we'll next come to know to understand what is actually AI, and what is CA GPT, what is ChatGPT, how are they different, and finally the space where we'll spend the majority of the time, where we'll see how actually should a CA use it, or how actually our CAs in the out there in the world are using it effectively in their day-to-day practice. So let's start. The first one would be why. So there are only three constraints of any business or any practice, that is time, money, and space. So I feel all of us have limited time in our offices, and we want to have more and more of work done in that limited time, right? People from metros spend a lot of time on travel already, and we somehow every day think that how can I do the same thing for a little lesser time? And this technology, this AI, can really help you to cut down the time by 90%, if not 99%, right? So this is the major benefit of why AI is being used largely in all corporates. Second one is money, the resources. If you want to hire interns, or we want to expand our team, the team, it comes at a large cost, but we have a problem, like a lot of CAs have a problem where clients are not paying much, right? We can have experienced resources with us, but the clients are not ready to increase the pay. And that's why we have to balance this with technology, where we can also recruit a person whose cost is high, and balance it with the right technology, so that the person works really on something which becomes an asset to the company always. Third one is space, where all of us want to today get into global business. We want to work, we want to sit anywhere and work anywhere. That is what we want to do. And that obviously is not possible without technology. So these are three reasons why I think this is the right time for chartered accountants to tap this market of AI and to explore it even deeper. Next, the next leg is what? So here we'll see what is AI, what is artificial intelligence, what is CA GPT, which is launched by ICI on the CA Day, 1st of July, and what should CAs do? So these three questions I'll try to answer in this leg. So I've taken an analogy of music here, where you can see three pictures here, and the participants in their 50s can probably have seen the radios live. People of my generation we have only seen radios in pictures. So in radio, we always used to wait for the right music to be played, right? We didn't have control on the music. We always had to wait, and we had to just wait for the right music to be played, and then announce that okay, we have heard something which we really like. But then came music player like Carva, where there are a set of songs which are already pre-installed, and say song number 11 is your favorite. So you can directly go to song number 11 and play it. So this is something what Google does for us. You search something and it gives you input, and this is what Google does for you. But now we are talking about artificial intelligence, where we have music assistants, right? So if you have a music assistant at your home, Alexa or Echo or any music assistant, and you can just tell it, okay, hey Alexa, can you play my favorite song? And it will do it for you, right? Not because you've told it that this is your favorite song, but it has understood by its own database and by the history that you've created. So this is the analogy I've taken to make you understand what actually is artificial intelligence. Going forward, I have taken the differences between ChatGPT and CA GPT. I'm just giving a base for our working, so that whenever we get into hardcore demo, all these concepts should be clear. So CA GPT was launched by ICI this last July, 1st of July 2024, where they've uploaded all the documents and all the materials they had with regards to with regards to chartered accountancy, direct taxes, indirect taxes, and all the materials. I'll show that in the demo. So to name a few differences, specialization. So CA GPT will only do CA related tasks, but ChatGPT will serve a general purpose, right? You can ask any query to ChatGPT and it will answer you. Knowledge base. So there are a few materials that have been uploaded into CA GPT, and your answers that CA GPT gives to you will always be restricted to the materials uploaded. While in ChatGPT, it can be generic. Anybody, so for example, any other institute uploads any material and your answer can clash with that, right? Use cases, CA GPT is used for financial reports, compliance, audit analysis, observations, and stuff like that. While ChatGPT is majorly used for general knowledge, creative writing, or any assistance in day-to-day work. Regulatory compliance. So CA GPT can never give any answer which is beyond the scope of the data which is uploaded in CA GPT, right? While ChatGPT has got open hands, it can go out, search the data in the web, and it can come back with a result to you, which might not be right as a chartered accountant for you to refer to, right? So this is the difference between ChatGPT and CA GPT. Now coming to the main part where we will spend the maximum of the time is how, right? And in this, again, I want to cover three parts where first one would be how to ensure safety, right? We are talking about chartered accountants where the clients entrust us with their own data. So how do we use clients' data with AI and make sure that the safety is never compromised? And the second point that we would cover is how to start with AI, right? So say, for example, you are starting with no knowledge, and how do you actually start using AI in your day-to-day operations? And the third one would be to how to optimize AI. And here we will talk about how your team can use AI. So we had around 8 to 10 people where they said that my team is using AI day in, day out in their daily operations, right? And trust me, that is the ultimate thing that anybody, any leader would want in his practice. So let's quickly get into the how part of it. So first things first, the security concern can be triggered here, can be nullified here rather. So there's an option in ChatGPT where you can actually turn off this option where it says improve the model for everyone. If you turn this off, the ChatGPT will never read your data, right? So I'll tell you a use case. So if you don't turn off this data and say, for example, you upload any balance sheet asking ChatGPT to do something for you, and out there in the world, somebody asks ChatGPT, can you give me a realistic balance sheet? And it might throw the balance sheet that you have actually given to ChatGPT, right? So that is not safe for us or our clients. And that's why I would recommend everyone to actually turn it off where the model is not getting improved with your inputs, right? And I'll like to show how you have to do that. Komal ma'am, can you confirm if my screen is visible here? ChatGPT is visible?
Yes.
Perfect. So once the screen is open, ChatGPT, once you go to chatgpt.com, so and you click here, so you'll get an option called settings here in the drop down. And once you click on settings, there's something called data controls. And here, improve the model for everyone. You can turn it on and also turn it off. So I would recommend all the chartered accountants, their team, everyone to turn this off before even you start using AI in your daily practice. Coming back to the presentation. Yeah. So I've taken this case of a normal audit process where these are the steps that we follow in our audit, where we understand the business, we plan the audit, and considering the client is using Tally, we export the Tally data, we use Excel for analysis, we then identify the anomalies, then we quantify the anomalies, we then validate and verify whether they're really observations that can be put into the statements, audit reports, and then we prepare audit statements, and then we conclude and recommend. Now, I would like to know from the audience, like, what processes do you think in this can be automated or taken over by ChatGPT or AI? So there are a list of processes which I've listed here. So what processes? Okay, Shweta ma'am tells all processes. Perfect. Anybody else would want to join in? What processes do you think can be zero draft preparation of audit reports? All from export to conclude? All the processes? Okay, somebody is telling we can do analysis. Sunil sir is telling we can do analysis. PPT is not fully visible. Last point not coming on screen. Okay. Is it better now, sir? Export to quantify anomalies. Not yet. It's visible.
It's actually visible. The conclude and recommend, is it the last entry?
Yeah, correct. That's right.
Yeah,
Last.
yeah. So we get
It's
it's
visible.
visible.
Okay, okay. Please, can you tell me how to turn off that option? Okay, sir. I'll come back to it again after some time, but let me complete the flow once. So majorly, all of you all are telling that we can actually use AI to automate and to better all these processes of our audit, and that is very true, right? So like this, that like there's a saying which says God is in the details, right? The more you break your day-to-day procedure, the more you'll analyze that everything in itself is a procedure again, right? So one by one, we can take all the steps here and we can see how AI can be used for that particular step, right? For example, understand the business, how AI can be used to understand your client's business, right? For example, if this is the first year of your client assignment. Next year, the person who's coming in for the audit, how can he encash upon the knowledge already your team member has gotten in the 15 days of audit that he's done in this year, right? How can the next person take benefit of it? All this we'll see in our presentation. And then planning the audit, exporting the tally. Obviously, all of them, we can use AI for almost all of them, right? Now getting into the demo part where I've just taken simple examples. And before I start with the demo, I would like to tell all of you that this presentation is not for chartered accountants to do. It's for chartered accountants to know and ask their teams to follow, right? So the lot of time CAs lose out on reviewing stuff that our teams are doing, right? And this presentation is majorly to tell you that all the tasks that your teams are doing, we can probably ask ChatGPT or AI to do that, and our review time will gradually get reduced, right? These are all basic day-to-day mundane tasks that we're talking about. But we once our team is empowered of how to use this in their day-to-day operations, then our jobs as the leader of the organizations become very easy, because now you're correcting ChatGPT. So there are very few chances of errors, right? Let's get into the demo. First one is asset. I've taken the asset category and I've taken simple examples to start with. Then we will increase the level. So first thing that I want to check is asset ledgers with credit balances. I'll just open the tally here. Komal ma'am, can you confirm if the tally is visible?
No, the asset screen is visible. I think you have to share the entire screen.
Okay, I'll do it. How about now?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So I've just made a demo company to show you all a few use cases that you can probably use at your offices. So first one is asset ledgers with credit balances. So I've gone to balance sheet and here there are debtors. So a debtor should always have a debit balance, right? So, but we have credit balances here, and I've just taken example of 5 debtors: customer A, B, C, D, and E. And like this, in our customers' case, in our clients' cases, there are too many debtors to actually check upon. So it can be debtors or any asset that you're talking about. It should have a debit balance. So I'll just show you how you can skip Excel and use ChatGPT and actually get the results that you want, right? So, like if you have followed the invitation that you had received for this program, you would have seen that you have to move from Excel to ChatGPT, right? So I have a list of prompts written here, and I'll also tell you how to get those prompts. Yes. So line by line, I have written here. So debtors ledgers with credit balances, analyze the debtors data and identify all debtors ledgers with credit balances. Provide the ledger names, closing balances, and a summary of anomalies. So I'll just go back to Tally and I'll save it as PDF. let's say debtors ledgers. I'm just taking a simple use case so that all of us understand that clearly. So now here you can see I've just exported that in PDF, and I'll come back to Chrome and open ChatGPT here. I'm actually not able to see the screen completely. Never mind. Yeah. I'll just pull this data here and I'll push it here. I've just dragged and dropped it, and I'll come back to my sheet. Don't worry about this sheet. I'll just tell you how can you come up with this sheet. It's very easy. So I'll copy the prompt. I've done this beforehand because I want to show a lot of use cases. And if I start writing the prompts here, it'll take a lot of time. So I'll just copy here, copy the prompt. It's telling unable to upload. I'll try again. Yeah, it's done. And I'll paste the prompt and I'll hit send. And as you can see here, so I'll just show you the final result. But never mind, we'll come back to this. Let's go to the next one. I'll figure out what's not working here. So cash payment above 10,000. So this is one of the general checks that all of us do in our audits. And I'll show you how you can just skip Excel and do it. So here I've taken a cash ledger. This one. Here the receipts above 10,000. We have two receipts above 10,000. We will input this in ChatGPT and ask it. So from this daybook data, list all the cash payment transactions exceeding 10,000, including the date, voucher number, ledger name, and amount. This is the prompt. I'll copy this and I'll paste it here and I'll hit send. Yes, this is working. So like you can see, we have got data, which is the cash payments, which are above 10,000. There are only two payments and we have got the details here, right? Like this, we can use various checks that we have. We can just skip Excel and we can use ChatGPT for that. The third one I've taken is cash receipts above 2 lakh rupees. So for that, again, we have one demo data. I'll just post it here in ChatGPT. It can be PDF or Excel as well. Both of them will work. And I'll copy this prompt. Yes, in prompt, I want to mention one thing. We have to be as specific as possible in the prompt so that the chat GPT exactly understands what we want, right? Like, for example, if you can read this prompt, I've written, analyze this daybook data and highlight all cash receipt transactions exceeding 2 lakh. And I've also asked it to tell me all these details, date, voucher number, party name, and amount, right? Otherwise, it might just give you the party name or it might just give you the amounts, right? We have to be as specific as possible to get the best results in minimal efforts. I'll just paste this prompt here and I'll hit send. Yeah, you can see this here. So there's only one payment which is above 2 lakh, that is on 1st of April, voucher number 1, customer A, and 2 lakh 10,000, it says. I'll open the report and let's check now. Yes, there's only one receipt which is above 2 lakhs, and the system has already identified it, right? So in this way, we can use it for all the asset ledgers that we have. And similarly, we can use it for daily cash, negative cash balances also. Going to the next point where we have taken an example of liability in the sector of liability, where we have seen the journals in creditors ledgers is something speculative, and we have to always have a look. So what we have done is we have taken a ledger of a supplier, say, yeah, this one, supplier B ledger, right? I'll just take this and Komal ma'am, my screen, I'm switching the screens, it's visible, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So I'll just take this ledger, I'll post it here, and I'll go back to my prompts, and here we want this from this creditor's ledger. So I'm telling it what I'm actually uploading. Identify all journal entries posted. Provide the voucher date, voucher number, amount, and the ledger name involved. So this is a complete prompt by which ChatGPT understands what exactly they have to do. It has to do. So I'll copy this prompt, come back to ChatGPT, I'll paste this and hit send. So it tells me that there's only one ledger where there's a journal, there's only one journal entry, and the ledger name is discount, voucher number is 1. So I'll go back to the export and let's check if it's right. Yeah, there's only one journal entry in this ledger, and it is read it out, right? Like this, if there are also 100 journals, it would read it out, right? So this way, so I have taken the exports all in advance so that we can save time and we can actually spend time going forward in other use cases. Yeah. Like this, you can just export the unsecured loans and ask it to give you cash transactions in this unsecured loans, and it will throw you all the transactions in which cash is involved. Similarly, you can find creditors ledgers with debit balances, ledgers liable for TDS. Yeah, this one I would like to show you. So we, whenever clients give us data, we always want to check that which all are the ledgers for which TDS is applicable and whether they have followed all the rules or not. So for this, I've just taken a simple dump of indirect expenses from the trial balance. You can see here. Yeah, so these are the indirect expenses that I've taken. This is the complete list where we have commission, computer repair, electricity charges, and all of that. So I'll go back to ChatGPT and I'll drag this indirect expenses and I'll paste it here. Now I'll go back to my prompt sheet, and here I have this ledgers liable for TDS. Let us again read this prompt. From this data set, identify all expense and payment entries liable for TDS deductions as per applicable thresholds. So I've also asked it to give me thresholds. Provide the ledger name, date, and amount. So now I'll just select this, copy. I'll come back here, I'll paste and send. You can see it here. So commission expenses, 5 lakh rupees. That means the TDS is applicable for commission. So then we have rent. So TDS is applicable on rent. Then we have salary, 7,21,000. So it has shown me only 3 elements for which TDS is applicable, right? And if you read the next line, other entries such as electricity charges, staff welfare, transport charges, etc., typically do not fall under TDS thresholds unless specifically applicable. If detailed TDS applicability rules are required, let me know. Yes. So I am taking it one step forward. I'll just tell yes, required. Here's a detailed expansion of TDS applicability. So for commission, the threshold is 15,000 annually per party. Rate is 5%, 20% if PAN is not there. And for computer repair, what can we do? What is the threshold? And this is all suggestive, right? Like sometimes our clients do not name the ledgers properly. We definitely might get errors here, but at least the groundwork is done here, and our team knows how to go forward with the basic data that they have, right? Now, going back to the presentation, so this was about some basic things that we do, or you uh, ask your team to do in the start of stat audit. Now, I want to also take a little of the internal audit that we do in our day-to-day operations, and I've taken two elements here: sales and purchase, and very basic thing. But for this, again, once you train your team to use ChatGPT for this, I'm sure that you don't have to validate it again, right? Your time for all the validation checks that you have to do for these particular assignments is completely saved. So first one is invoice sequence check. This is very simple. You can just upload your sales register here. And in case you have missed any invoice, in case the client has missed any invoice, it will come back to you telling invoice number so and so is not there in the list. Second one is something which I want to show you all, billing done on holidays. So this is one check that all of us do, so for example, if the client has a holiday list or Sundays they don't work. So we always want to check if there is any bills done on Sunday, which is a observation for us, right? So for this, I'll show you the ChatGPT does not only read one document. You can give it a pile of documents and it knows to how cross-check things from one with another. I'll just show you this example. So what I've done is I've taken all sales transaction export of this. Yeah, you can see here I've taken only two transactions. Customer A, first is on April 1st and second one is on 2nd of October. 5,000 and 50,000 are the sales value. So this is the complete sales book that I've taken. Then I've taken holiday list. So I've taken 2025 holiday list. Okay. So this is the holiday list of 2025, where 14th of Jan is holiday because of Makar Sankranti, which was just yesterday. And 2nd of October is also holiday because of the Vijayadashmi. So now let's ask ChatGPT to find it out for us. I'm knowingly showing you the results first because you know what to expect from ChatGPT. So I'll come back here. I'll first take the dump of all sales transactions and push it here. Then I'll take this holiday list. I'll not rename or do anything. I'll just take this holiday list. I'll push it here. And then I'll go to the prompt list, and here billing done on holidays. Analyze the sales data and identify invoices generated on Sundays or any holidays as per the holiday list. Please provide the invoice number, date, and customer name. I'll copy this and I'll come back here. I'll paste this and I'll hit send. You can see this. Invoice is generated on holidays. So it is showing us the invoice of 2nd of October because 2nd of October was a part of our holiday list. And it says no sales were recorded on Sundays. Let me know if you need any further details. How many of you think this can really change how you have done, how you used to do audit, and you do it forward using ChatGPT? Is it exciting for you? Write exciting in the chat box so that I understand. We do have Q&A at the end, but let me get the pulse of the audience here. Perfect. Some of these features are already available in the audit module. I agree, sir. It's there in the audit module of Tally. But then all the team that we have, we cannot train everyone on audit modules, right? So I think you have to just train the team on how to write the proper prompt, right? Once you make them understand how to write the proper prompt, it's only about the input and output then, right? They don't have to learn different tools for different stuff. Very interesting. TDS applicability are the new ones. Okay. How to convert this report into a columnar Excel. Okay, let's type it here. Can you make it into a columnar report? It's here, sir. You can just copy this and paste it and it's done. Please share the prompt list. I'll do it, sir. I'll share the link, prompt list in the chat here. Voice is not audible. Komal ma'am, can you confirm? Somebody's writing voice is not audible.
No, the voice is okay, sir.
It's okay. Okay. Lot of these features can be used in Excel. Exactly. That is the point, sir. I want all of you all to skip the Excel and come back to Chat GPT for all these basic things that so that the Chat GPT, you know, for example, if you want to convert your data into columnar in Excel, it will take you a lot of time, right? But in Chat GPT, it's only about a prompt. You give a prompt and it throws you the result. Right. Now going back to the screen here, we have pricing validation. So this is also something that we do for large corporate houses where they have price lists or the price is changing every day, and we have to validate if the billing has been done as per the price list or not, right? So here I have taken the example again. I have the example here. Yeah. So I have created a simple price list where you can see item 2 on 1st of April, the rate is 200, and on the 2nd of April, rate is 230, right? It's a simple price list of only one item. And then I have taken item 2 stock summary. Once in Tally, I'll just show you where it is. So you go to Tally and you go to stock summary here in item 2, right? In item 2, we have the stock summary. I've taken an export of this. I'll show you the export. It's here, right? So only 2 entries we have in 2 months in the same month, and I have taken it here. So now we want to check if the pricing, if the billing has been done as per the price list or not. So I'll go back to ChatGPT. Yeah, I'll push this stock summary here. I'll go to price list. I'll push this price list here. So a lot of our clients always have this question where they want to know whether, so they would be distributors of various companies and they want to know whether the vendors are charging price as per price list or not. And it's not possible to have a look item by item. So we can just import the bills here, even the pictures of the bills would do, and the corresponding price list. And ChatGPT will tell you whether the prices are as per the price list or not, right? And now I'll go back to the prompt list. Pricing validation. So here, let's read out the prompt. From this sales data, check if the pricing of the items match the standard price list. Highlight any discrepancies by providing the invoice number, item name, bill price, and standard price. Perfect. I'll just copy this. I'll paste this and I'll hit send. Here are the discrepancies. Like you can see it here. Yeah. So it tells item number 2, build price is, so it's taking the average. So 230 was, let's go back to the price list and we will get a better understanding here. I'll just show you. So 2nd of April, the pricing was actually 230, but let's see what is the pricing used by the customer. They have used 220, right? So they have not used the right price, and the anomaly is already thrown by ChatGPT. In this way, whatever checks and balances we have to do in our stat and internal audit, all of them can be done here in ChatGPT without even moving to Excel. Same way, we would also talk about purchase, where we want to know what are the duplicate vendor invoicing, what are the journals in vendor ledgers, and we would want to do, like I told you, in a lot of times the bills are 2 pages or 3 pages long, and the customer wants to check, or we want to check for the customer client that whether the pricing is as per the agreement with the vendor or not. That can be done. The discounts validation for all the companies where there are a lot of discount schemes running on and off throughout the calendar year, that can also be done through ChatGPT. So this was about the use cases, what we can do. We can export stuff from Tally. and then we can use ChatGPT for the inputs, and then we can close the work without even going into Excel, right? Now I'll come to one important part where we will talk about CA GPT, right? So this is the basic stuff what I've shown you all, and now let's go to CA GPT. How many of you here have used CA GPT before? Can I know? Just reply with yes or no. Just reply with yes or no so that we understand. No. Okay. There are a lot of people who have still not used CA GPT. Okay. There are more no's than yeses. So I feel, okay. I would request all of you to try CA GPT at 4:31. 4:30 this session ends, and I would want all of you to try CA GPT at 4:31. It is so useful for our daily practice, and it will just elevate the experience that you have in doing audit. I'll just show you a few demo here, and let's go forward from there. So it will just ask your membership number, and it will generate an OTP. Yes. So once you enter the OTP, is my screen visible? Komal ma'am, can you confirm again?
Yeah, the ICI CA GPT.
It's visible, right? So here, a lot of GPTs have been created by ICI and they have been uploaded here. Like you can see, Accounting Standards Board, Auditing and Assurance Standards Board, all of that. I'll also show you in the end how can you create a GPT of your own. But before that, let's understand what is CA GPT. All the material created by ICI till date with regards to all these topics have been uploaded here. And once you enter any of your query with regards to that you want any audit observation or you want any case study or anything like that, you will get an answer. So there is direct tax committee, there is indirect tax committee, GST and indirect tax committee, and all of that. So today we're talking about auditing. So let's open this Auditing and Assurance Standard Board. Right. So now I'll come back to the presentation and let's take one of the observations that we have from our ChatGPT dialogue. We will take that and let's see what is the kind of observation that CAGPT can give us. Okay. So we had asked this that find out the, okay, let me do it again for ease of understanding. Say I've taken this cash receipt, cash. I'm redoing it to show you how CAGPT can be used. So I've just posted cash ledger here, and then I'll come back to my prompt list. Here we have cash payments above 10,000. I'll copy this and I'll paste it here and I'll hit send. So this is the observation, right? Can you, so I don't want columnar. Can you give it to me in writing and not in column? I'm doing this because I want it for my further use. So these are the cash payments transaction exceeding 10,000. Let me know if you need any further details, right? So this is the step one that we have learned, that we have to just use tally data and we have to give the right prompts and we'll get the observations. Now the next, how to leverage CAGPT, I'll tell you. So we have to just copy this observation, raw observation without any modification, and I'll go back to CAGPT. I'll click on Auditing and Assurance Standard Board and I'll paste the observation here. And I'll come back to my prompt list and I have only one single prompt for all this for our CAGPT. Yeah. Please draft an audit observation for inclusion in audit report, focusing on the identified anomaly and its implication. Include recommendations for addressing it. So this is I would call it a Ramban. It works with every observation that you have because it is very generic, right? So now I'll copy this. I'll go back to CAGPT and I'll paste this and I'll hit send. So now when it tells searching my knowledge, it searches from all the data that has been uploaded by ICI. Right. You can see the observation now. Subject cash payments exceeding prescribed threshold. Observation date 1st of April. During the course of audit, it was noted that the cash payments were made to the following suppliers exceeding the prescribed threshold of 10,000 in a single day. Section 40A3 and blah blah and all of that. What are the implications? What are the recommendations? You have everything at your disposal on one simple prompt, right? Now, maybe this is too long for you. Let's say, can you please concise this for me? So now it is giving in short of the above version, and you can just copy paste whatever you want from here, right? And more you give inputs. Like for example, if you tell it, can you highlight what's important here, or can you highlight the section number here and all of that? You giving input once, the chat GPT, the CA GPT will understand it forever, right? Next time, whenever it gives you any output, it will automatically highlight the section number. So this is the power of ChatGPT. It remembers, right? It always knows what you want from it in the long run, right? So like this, you can use all those observations that we had before, and you can just keep pasting in one of the GPTs what ICI has provided us, and it will give you wonderful results. So there's so many GPTs here. You can see if you have anything with regards to GSTR 3B, 2A, and all of that, you can post it here. And then this is something wonderful that ICI has also created. Industry forum. If you click here, you get industry-wise GPTs, right? If you want to know the trend, if you want to know what's happening, if you want to know who's dominating in that industry, what are the standards they follow, and all of that, you can get it here. Right? Now coming back to the screen. Yes. So we have covered this. We have covered sales, purchase. Yeah. And with this now, we come to the last part of today's session where we talk about how to optimize AI, right? When I talk about optimize, it's about you using AI with your team, right? And this is a statement that I've written: the greatest flex of a leader is having a team that seamlessly leverages AI in their work, right? So, for example, you are the person who is always being called by the team asking, sir, ye chahiye, wo chahiye, and all of that. And imagine you being in the desktop itself, right? It would create so much more difference, and it would save so much more time for you, right? Before I proceed to the next part of how we can optimize AI, I want to know from all of you all that whether you are using a paid version of ChatGPT or you are using a free version. Just write paid or free. Is there a restriction on command of commands? Yes, sir, there is. Free. Okay, okay. Copilot is paid. Great, sir. Any AI tool would do. I think almost everyone is using the free version, but I would recommend all of you to go out after this session and take the subscription of ChatGPT. I'm not doing the marketing for ChatGPT, but this is one subscription which can help you throughout your month. The subscription cost is just $20. So in INR terms with taxes, it would somewhere come around 21 to 2200. And 1950 is really small. Rajshekhar sir is telling definitely it's very small compared to the benefit that you can derive from it. So I recently had a session and I told that if you don't have a co-founder or you don't have a partner, so now this is the time that you can get a partner for your business at just 2000 rupees per month, right? And now I'll go back to the most interesting part of today's seminar, which is self-made GPT, right? So the reason I want to highlight on all of this is because uh, so we are always with the client for a long term, right? The same client we are serving from 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, but we are not able to encash on the learnings of the previous years. And this has been a problem across CA firms because of the attrition, because of the exam leaves, or whatever you call it, right? So now there is a way by which you can make sure that the learning of previous year is still remains with your team, still remains with your firm as such, right? So like I showed you the CA GPT, you can create a self-made GPT for your own self and make sure that your team is using it. And I'll just show you the demo of how it is. I'll first show you the format, and then I'll show you the working of it. So in the self-made GPT, you can upload all your SOPs, like client engagement letter or whatever formats you have, audit checklist, start audit checklist, internal audit checklist. You can all upload that at one place, and whenever your team wants it, it can just pull the data from there, right? Whatever formats you have, and whatever are the FAQs, right? For example, if the client is into so and so industry, what are the checks that somebody has to do? If you have FAQ maintained, all these FAQs can be listed in the document, and that can be retrieved by your team whenever they want, wherever they want, and still having your data completely safe only to you. And the fourth one is the major point where I would like to talk on client specific notes, right? For example, if you have sent somebody for audit and that person has spent 15 days, 20 days, 25 days in the audit, now that person is an asset for you because he knows too much about the client, right? So why not document it, right? If you can give him 1 hour, 2 hours, or half a day to actually document everything, so that next when somebody else is coming for the audit or when he's handing it over to his own junior, it becomes very easy for the junior to learn from the learnings of the senior. I'll show you how this is done. I have a demo here. I'll show you. I'll go back to ChatGPT and I've created a self-made GPT. I'll show you how to create self-made GPT. You have to go on the icon here, and there is an option called My GPTs, right? You'll click here. Here I have created one demo for this. Here I've created a demo for this session, which says a Tally AI session demo. I'll click on this and it's open here. So I've just given a brief note saying client details. So I'll just show you what it can do. I've taken example of only one client. Can you tell me something about the client? The client operates in garment distribution and has 5 branches located in Karnataka, Bangalore, Mysore, Hubli, Gadag, and Udupi. Their website is abc.com. The GST, they follow following slabs. Up to 999, it's 5%. Value above 1,000, it's 12%. Additionally, an observation from 23-24 audit notes that the client has not paid RCM for transport charges, right? So I'll just show you the working of it. I've created a simple document where even I have put all the details about the client, right? For example, client website, I've not formatted it knowingly so that I can tell you that you do not have to format, right? You can just plainly write here with your spelling mistakes and without grammar check, and the chat GPT is smart enough to understand what you actually want to tell, right? And whatever details I've written here, you can actually ask it as a question there and it will throw you. So I'll show you how I have uploaded this document. I'll come back to this Tally AI session demo, and here I'll click here. Just a second. Yeah, I'll go to my GPTs, and there's an option called edit. I'll go here, I'll edit. And here you can put description, you can put instructions like how ChatGPT, you want the ChatGPT to behave with you. And here is the option to upload files. Now I'll tell you another use case which you can suggest to your clients as well, and probably is also an assignment for you in case you are doing such assignments. The client's team always has a problem of, sir, iska rate kya hai, iska slab kaun sa hai, and all of that. So you can upload all the client documents, their in-house documents here in their chat GPT, and make sure you create something like a chatbot for your client, right? And I'll tell you how it works for CA firms. So whoever is doing the audit, if you can give them, the person, some time to actually document everything in a Word format and then upload the document here, the person who comes for audit next year, right, will not have to actually spend so much time in understanding the client. He has to either read the document one by one, and if the document is really long, he can just type what he wants. For example, here, say I don't want to know everything. I just want to know where and all this client has got the branches. So where are the branches located? The branches are located in Karnataka, specifically in Bangalore, Mysore, Hubli, Gadaga, and Udupi, right? You can see here the it acts like a correspondent from the client end, right? Whatever knowledge your your team has derived out of the audit, they can put it in a document. The document can be uploaded in something like that, like a GPT here. You can create a GPT, and then whenever the next person asks any query with regards to the client, it will throw the error. Now, for example, I have come new for this client and I want to know what were the observations of last year's audit. I'll just put here, what were the observations of audit of last year? And I hit send, and it will tell me, I've just put one observation. It will tell me the observation for financial year 2024 audit is that the client has not paid RCM for transport charges, right? So when the next team person exactly knows what went wrong yesterday or in the last year, he knows what to start with, right? He knows what are the potential errors that the client could have done this year also. And in this way, we can perpetually save time for all the assignments that we have and make sure that our team is also learning at its own pace, right? And for this, the client doesn't need senior. The client does not, the teammate does not need any senior. The teammate does not need any correspondent from the client end. All he needs is the right prompt, right? All he needs is the right prompt to be entered here so that they get a complete perspective of the client they're working on, right? So I guess like this, I've covered SOP, formats, FAQs, client specific notes. So I guess we are almost at the end of the presentation today. And I would urge all of you that the moment you get out of this presentation, you can really take actions. And I believe I've shown very basic things that we do in a daily audit procedures, but you have so much more that you can do from ChatGPT that probably my summary would tell you what all you can do from ChatGPT. So the summary of this presentation would be, if the prompt has the logic, AI can do the magic. And in case you have any queries on how is there any tool to do this, or is there any tool to extract this data or something like that, there is a beautiful website which I did not mention in the presentation, but I would like to share it here. The website says whataicandotoday.com, right? And if you click here, it will show you what all AI tools are available as on date. So like you can read here, we have analyzed 16,306 AI tools and identified their capabilities with OpenAI ChatGPT, right? So for example, if you want to do something with regards to sales and you have, say, sales, you just write the keyword sales here and you search with AI, you get all the tools that you can use for sales checking or something with regards to if you are giving some value added services, you can use for that as well, right? You can see so many tools with regards to sales. Like this, for everything you have a tool, and this website can help you find that tool. And with this, we conclude today's presentation and come to the final part of Q&A. So now I'm open to the questions. And Komal ma'am, if you can also take over. I guess we are running
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
Yeah, we are perfectly on time actually. So I think first let us go through the Q&A thing, because chat has been, shouldn't say overcrowded, but with the engaging session, I think it will be difficult to track. So any new questions, requesting everybody to put in the Q&A. If you can, Manishi, if you open the Q&A, there's a
Yeah.
first question. If you can see Mr. Vaidyanathan Ramani.
Yeah. So CA Rupesh sir is telling, please give the PPT of your prompt used today. Okay. Sir, I can share the PPT, but then I want all of you to understand this, the objective of this presentation is to, how do I put it? Okay, it's not to fish for you, but to teach you fishing. I'll show you how have I got those prompts. I guess that would help a lot of you here. I'll go back to my presentation. Komal ma'am, my screen is visible, right?
Yeah, the presentation one.
Yeah. Okay. So, sir, you can just copy these, whatever observations you want from your client end, you can just copy these and you can go to ChatGPT and you can tell, I am a chartered accountant and want to verify the following for my client. Can you give me a good prompt? And then I'll paste it here and I'll click send. Identify all. So like you can see here, sir, I've just copied this. You can come back here. Obviously, it might not be exactly what it's coming now because it's intelligent, so it keeps changing. So like you can see here, identify all asset ledgers account that show a credit balance as of the specified date or period. Ensure no misclassification or unusual entries are recorded, right? So something like this you can find at your own, but if you still want this, then probably Komal ma'am can come back on if she can mail everyone this sheet or something like that.
Yeah, so sir, I think because let us add the attachment in the chat itself for the people who would want to see. That way it would be faster.
Perfect. I can do
Yeah,
that.
let's do that.
Give me a moment. I'm just attaching the file. It's here. I've sent it. Yeah. Most of these are possible by Tally filter. How is AI faster? Ketan sir, I guess you were not there in the beginning of the presentation. So this presentation is very, very basic. And the idea of presentation is to empower your team to use these prompts, right? So आज आप Tally use कर रहे हो आपको you might teach something to your team, okay? But tomorrow they might need something else, and again you'll have to go back to teaching them on how to do it in Tally, right? So or in Excel. So I would recommend that there's only one thing that all of us have to learn now, that is to how to write a good prompt, right? And whatever has to be done will be done, right? How can we, I guess that answers your question, Ketan sir. How can we draft a perfect prompt? Yeah. So perfect prompt, I'll tell you, sir. So this I've heard from somebody where they say treat ChatGPT as your friend. When you want a friendly advice, treat ChatGPT as your boss when you want an advice from your boss, right? So you can just write in ChatGPT, act like an auditor, or you can write, for example, if you want something very, very much in detail, you can write a prompt saying, act, I am a 5-year-old or I am a 10-year-old and explain me this, right? And it will do for you, right? So it's only time that the more time you invest in ChatGPT, you'll understand how the prompts can be better. Like you can see my prompts here. I've tried to write as much detail as possible so that I don't have to redo or re-enter any prompt. I've asked it that you have to find out the credit balances and then give me the ledger names, closing balances, and a summary of anomalies, right? So if I don't write that, probably it would only give me the ledger names. Where is the prompt files? Okay, I guess.
Actually, sir, it's not showing in the attachment. We have not yet received in the chat. Can you see if it is sent?
Yeah, ma'am, it is telling network disconnected, file name. It is not getting click to retry. I'm trying to upload.
Could you email me? I'll send it.
I'll do it. Yeah.
Yeah, or you can send me over WhatsApp. I'll just attach it.
Okay, I'll do it.
Yeah. Meanwhile, please take the questions from the Q&A first. So
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
yeah.
Chat GPT is free for CA or there is any time limit per day. So the Chat GPT is not free for anyone, sir. ChatGPT, as in the advanced version. So you do have the basic limits where you can enter 10 prompts and then the quality would deteriorate prompt by prompt. So I would suggest you use the paid version. You can just go and buy it at $20 per month. And with that, you don't have any limits of the number of prompts that you can give in. And the same email ID can be used by your team to start with, so that all of you are using the same ChatGPT version. And because of paucity of time, I have not taken one concept here, which I would like to highlight. So like I told you, somebody asked, how do we make prompt even better? So instead of always writing that I'm a chartered accountant, I do this, I do this, I do this, you can give your persona to ChatGPT and tell that this is who I am. And whenever I ask you questions, this is how you should reply. For that, I'll just show you how we are using it office. This is not in the plan, so I'm just impromptu showing you. You can go to customize GPT, and like this, there is something called what would you like ChatGPT to know about you to provide better responses. And you can write everything here, whatever you have your details, right? And then there is also a question of how would you like ChatGPT to respond. Then there I have written, I want you to be professional, but always have a human touch. I want you to be crisp and to the point, right? Like this, you can mention and make sure that your ChatGPT remembers what you want and always answers you with respect to your own persona. I guess this helps answering your question, sir. Anything else? When will we get the recording? Komal ma'am, you can answer that.
Yeah, Manishi, please take from the Q&A instead of the chat. If you see, there are 12 questions which you can see in the Q&A.
Okay.
It's beside participants. Yeah.
Got it. Can we have a list of prompts and process in batches? Ramni sir, I think prompts, I have just taken an example, and that list is not exclusive. Like you can see, the list is very limited to the examples, 12 examples that I've taken. And if you want, I will share this sheet to Komal ma'am and she'll share it in the chat here. But all these prompts can be generated by your own self by using ChatGPT again. I guess that answers your question. Can we get in Excel in columnar form? Yes, sir. I guess I've shown that in the presentation. You have to just write saying, can you give this to me in columnar form, and it will throw you the data in columnar form. How do you share? Okay, the questions are moving up. How do you share the self-made GPT with others so that they can access it from their login? Perfect. Good question, sir. I'll just show you. So this is a self-made GPT, what I've done, right? I've done one for our office and one for this session. So once you come here, sir, just show you my GPTs. Yeah. So this is the link that you can use. Yeah, this is the link that you can use and you can share it to your team. You can concise the link, and I'll just show you. You can open it in any browser, anywhere, and you can still ask the question and it will answer you. I'll give you an example. What is the, or let me give me the website of the client. Yeah, it's answering, right? So what I've done is I've just copied the URL after creating the, it's here. Yeah. So I've just selected the URL and I've shared it to my team, and my team now uses it in their day-to-day work. And you can also create a bookmark and they can just use from the bookmarks. I guess that answers the question. Is using of ChatGPT must for using CAGPT? No, sir. ChatGPT and CAGPT are two different things. So the reason I've shown you this is ChatGPT, CAGPT answers you precisely what's there only in the modules uploaded by ICI, right? Now, for example, I showed you a demo of creating stuff into columnar form, right? Probably CAGPT can't do it, right? Because it is not trained to do it, right? But when you go back and to ask ChatGPT to do it, it can do it because it does generic work, right? आप कुछ भी पूछो वो कर देगा. But CA GPT सिर्फ आपका वो काम करेगा जो ICI ने डॉक्यूमेंट्स में लिखा हुआ है और अपलोड किया. This is done. And then we have there are an ocean of AI tools. So how can we know which one is better? Okay. So there are two questions here, sir. How can we know about the AI tools? And second one is, how can we know which one is better? How can we know about the AI tools? I've shown you. There is a website called whataicandotoday.com. I'll re-show that, this one, whataicandotoday.com, right? If you enter this, you find like किसने भी कोई भी अगर टूल बनाया है चैट जीपीटी से या एआई से, all those tools, almost all of them are listed here, and you can write the keyword here. So for example, let's write audit. So you can see all these tools are somewhere related to audit, right? And your second question of which one is better, that is definitely case to case, sir, and probably you have to hands-on try a few tools and then decide which one is better for you. But then here I would like to give one recommendation, sir. A lot of us are always lost in finding another tool, right? But I guess the crux of the entire presentation was pick only one tool, but try to use it in an optimized way, right? Make sure that your team is using it, make sure that you are using it, or in case there are a lot of questions from your client end. For example, they want to know the due dates. Now this month the GSTR due dates are extended by 2 days, and there are a lot of people calling you and you want to process it in form of a chatbot. You can do that using the Selfmade GPT, and you can share the link with your clients at large and they can ask the questions there. Can you suggest how to turn off model improvement in Copilot? Sir, Copilot, I have not done the settings. I have not opened it, so it will take time. But like this, we have in every tool, we have this option to turn off model improvement, and you can do that. Please explain Selfmade GPT. Okay. I guess 3-4 questions we have the same kind of questions. I'll do it quickly, sir. So I'm just opening ChatGPT here, and I have a paid version. So I'll go to this icon, and there is an option called My GPTs. Are you all able to follow? Just reply with a yes. Are you all able to see the screen?
Actually, screen is visible. Actually, I've disabled the chat so that the link doesn't get misplaced. I'll re-enable 1 second.
Okay. Done. So here we have to click on My GPTs, and you can create your own GPT here, right? Like you can create one GPT for your internal use. You can create one GPT for your clients. You can create one GPT for your vendors, something like that. Like we have a few clients who have created GPTs only for their transport department, right? If they want to know what all are available, they just write the keyword transport, and they get all these are transport ready for transport. I'm just giving an example. Like that, you can create your own GPTs for your use cases, and you can share the link with anybody from your office. Now, I'll just show you this example so that it gives you a better idea. We have created a GPT here, and almost all the FAQs that we get from our clients, we have tried to list it here. So I'll give you a basic example of, for example, if somebody wants to know location of our office and they just type location in this link, they would get a Google Map location, right? And my team is not doing anything. I am not doing anything. They are getting this purely out of the document that we have created. I guess this answers the query. Let's go back to the next question. Can we have 25 questions in one single prompt? Will it work? Sir, how I would see it is as, say, consider ChatGPT or AI tool as a human, okay? If you ask 25 questions to a human at one place in one go, wouldn't he be confused? He would be, right? So there's a lot we can do through AI, but it's always suggested to go step by step so that we don't lose out on the entire objective of why we are using this in the first place, right? And we also get in my previous session where I did in Chamber of Commerce, I got a question saying, why are you putting question mark? Okay, even if you don't put question mark, this will answer. Okay. Or even if you use harsh language, it will answer. But let me tell you, this is learning from your inputs, right? Say you use some slang, and what if it comes back with a slang again tomorrow in some session, right? So say in all your vocabulary, you're very, very polite. So that is how you will see the responses, because ChatGPT understands that you are a polite person and you would want a polite answer. So I would always recommend to treat this as a paid assistant that you have and who's helping you with work. So you have to definitely go step by step. Is CA GPT paid version? CA GPT is a free version by ICAI, sir. But again, it is linked. The back working is again linked to ChatGPT only. So if you in CA GPT also, you can have only 10 prompts per day per email ID. But if you have a paid subscription of ChatGPT, that would work with CA GPT also, and you can create as many as prompts that you want.
Manishi, you can take up from the top because I have answered live. I've removed those questions which are answered. If you
Okay.
can take the first
Can you
question.
do one practical AI output from TallyPrime? I don't know what you're referring to, Poonam ma'am. If you can again retype your question of what exactly you want, we can probably show that. How can we use prompt for Tally? Do we have to upload some file? Prompt for Tally. You don't have to upload any files, sir. Once you upload the document exported from Tally, then you have to just write the prompt. I was copy pasting because I had a sheet ready with me, but you don't have to upload anything. You can just copy paste, or you can just write a prompt and it will give you the answer. How much dependency is there on Tally PDF generation when utilizing ChatGPT for Tally for results? Jayprakash sir, I'm not able to register your question properly. How much dependency is there on Tally PDF generation when I am not able to register your question? So can you please retype? Are the suggestions provided by ChatGPT really accurate, and can I rely on them? What is reliability percentage? Perfect. So this is a very good question, sir. So the ChatGPT results are not 100% reliable, right? So you are, like I told you, consider it as a paid assistant, right? No matter how much smart your assistant is, you'd always review the work done by him or her, right? This is how you have to see ChatGPT. They are just ChatGPT. If I want to just box it into two things, there are two things that we do in our office. One is the doing work. Second one is the thinking work, right? So ChatGPT or this AI tools are taking away the doing part of it. Okay. Thinking part is still with humans, with us chartered accountants, right? They will do the background work, they'll do all this decoration work. For example, can you format it for me? Can you make the section numbers bold? Can you make this? Can you make that? All that they'll do for you, the doing work. But the thinking work, the analyzing work, that has to be done by chartered accountant, and only then it would be called as your professional advice to the client. Otherwise, it would be ChatGPT's professional advice to the client. Sir, we upload any file to ChatGPT or any limit? I guess you're asking how many files we can upload. There's no limit, sir. I guess till now I have not explored. I've also tried cases of uploading 10 files for a client, and I don't think I got any objection from ChatGPT. So I believe there might be some limit at the capping, but prima facie, our day-to-day use cases, whatever files we have, I don't think they have any basic limit for that. Wonderful, insightful session. Thank you, ma'am. If I rely on ChatGPT for audit observation and report recommendations, how will it affect the true and fair view of audit report? Sir, again, I'm telling you, it's somewhere in the similar grounds. ChatGPT is giving you audit recommendations or observations for you to read, analyze, and then put it in the audit report. We are not telling here that you just have to use this tool and your audits are done. No, they're not done. Audits in ChatGPT or this all these AI tools are doing the basic groundwork what you or your team would do anyways, right? We are trying to automate that and also take the benefit of the learning, right? So there's a learning curve for every new joinee in the team, right? So the ChatGPT, the learning curve is really very, very sharp, right? You ask some questions 10 days and you tell it, no, no, I want this answer, I want answers like this, I want answers like this. So on the 11th day, the ChatGPT knows, okay, this chartered accountant wants answers in this format. So I should answer it like this. right? So, but still, even after they give the audit observation, it is for you to once read it, check it, and only then put it in the audit observation, so that your time is saved on the preparation of the grammar and all of that part, and your time is purely invested on something where thinking is involved. Next question: how can we control? How can we control data bank for ChatGPT? Like if information gets manipulated in any document. Shruti ma'am, I'm not able to register your question. I guess you're asking about the safety concern. I've shown you, you can turn off the option there where ChatGPT does not get trained on your data. There's a famous saying which says, if the product is free, you are the product. So ChatGPT is currently free and a lot of us are using it. So for ChatGPT, we are the products, and we do not want our clients' data to be used in any other use case or question asked by anybody out there in the world. So turn that option off. With that, whatever inputs are going into the ChatGPT by your side will not be used to train the model. So this is something that we can do. Is CA GPT also available for members not in practice? Yes, sir. So I do not practice. I don't have a COP. So, but this is available for us. You can just put, it is now available for students as well. You can put your membership number, you'll get an OTP. And even though you don't have a COP, you can still use CA GPT, and it is doing wonders. Because there are also industry versions. So whatever industry you belong to, you can use the CA GPT of that version. Can we try one prompt live on TallyPrime, which we generated from ChatGPT paid version? ChatGPT, I don't know what are you talking about, man. Live on TallyPrime, as in we exported the data from TallyPrime and then we pushed the data into ChatGPT and then we wrote the prompt. So you're asking me to try it on TallyPrime. We have tried it on TallyPrime only. I am not able to register the question.
I think trying to say that we have to, like, all the PDFs you had, exported from Tally, right? Ki you saved all the reports into PDF format. So she's saying, ki, is there only dependency on the Tally PDF generation only while utilizing the Chat GPT? Like all the analysis you did on the Tally Prime data was through PDF uploading. I think that is what she meant.
So PDF was a mode. You can export it into Excel also.
Excel also, exactly.
Yeah, the whole idea is to bring that data into ChatGPT. Yeah, so this would be a right question. Can I just not upload the tally data and ask ChatGPT to do all that? No, you can't, because ChatGPT does not understand TDL. It does not understand tally defining language, right? So you have to always upload it in the format that ChatGPT can read. It can be Excel, it can be Word, uh, it can be a PDF, or any format which ChatGPT can read and understand and comprehend. You have to pull the data in that format from the accounting software that you're using, and then push it into ChatGPT and then ask it for a reply.
Manishi, can you send me the file first so that, people waiting for the file can actually explore it?
I'll just stop sharing for once and
Yeah, just send me over WhatsApp or email or in the chat. I'm not sure why the chat didn't go to the audience, but better if you send me over WhatsApp.
but I'll just email you, ma'am.
Yeah. So you can take the other questions in the.
Yes.
And we also have few raised hands. Do you mind if we allow them to talk to you?
Yeah, sure. Give me a minute. I'll just attach the file and send it so that people who want to leave
Okay,
can just
okay,
download the file
okay.
and leave.
Done, done.
Have you sent me a mail, ma'am? I'll reply to that.
Not yet. No, I thought keep so that people don't have to wait, so you can take up
Okay.
the question. Meanwhile, I'm doing that.
Meanwhile, I'll take some questions. Please send me a mail. I'll reply to it. I have not seen the prompt file. Vikas sir, give us 2 minutes. We'll send the prompt file here. I'm not able to attach it to the chat. I don't know why. Sir, does ChatGPT save the record of our overall chats? Yes, sir, it does. It does. And there's a beautiful option if you go to a paid version also. I will just show you. So in paid version, you can have something called projects, right?
Manishi, are you sharing a screen because we're not able to see?
Share, but I'm not able to.
Screen share.
Yeah, screen share.
You get them in the more option.
Yeah, it's there here. Um, yeah, it's here. Is my screen visible, ma'am?
Yes, the ChatGPT screen.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. So we had a question like, if does ChatGPT save our data? It does. So if you are not using a paid version, if you are using a free version, it saves your data only for a little time. But if you are using a paid version, it saves your data for a long, long time, right? Like you can see here, whatever I've used ChatGPT for, you can see it here. And then there's something beautiful called projects here, right? For example, if you are working on a project and you want your ChatGPT to understand that all your questions now will be related only to this project, then you can create separate projects. Like, for example, I've created one here, Hooghly Chamber of Commerce. This is Tally AI session. So whatever conversations I do here, it will be there here in the project, right? And there is always an option to refer back to the old chats. I got two different answers on the same question when tried in ChatGPT within period of 1 week. These answers given by ChatGPT got saved somewhere with ChatGPT database, so we can use the same answer after a few days. Yes, sir. If you're using a paid version, you can see the history of long, long time ago also. And the fact that you're getting different answers, sir, you have actually waited for 1 week, but you don't have to wait for 1 week also. Even after 2 minutes, you type the same question, the ChatGPT would give you a different answer verbatim. Okay. But the logic, the core of it would remain same, but the framing of sentences, the verbatim, the words used, the grammar used would completely change. Because like I told, it is acting like a human, right? And it is always, for every question is again going to web and searching and coming back to you for answer. So if you at the same time ask the same question from two devices, it will still give you two different answers in two devices, but the core would remain same. The verbatim would change. What are the security risks associated with using ChatGPT in audit procedures, and how can these be mitigated? Perfect. So, sir, one risk would be that you upload a balance sheet and you are asking for something to ChatGPT and it does for you. And somewhere out there in the world, somebody is asking, "Hi, ChatGPT, can you give me a realistic balance sheet?" Right? And it might throw the same balance sheet to them, which is very, very scary, right? So that's why we've shown the option of how you can turn the option off and make sure that ChatGPT is not trained on your data. Number one. Number two, on terms of security, sir, if you are really concerned about the client name and all of that, you can make sure that the data you're uploading doesn't have the client name. That is something what all of us can do. And there are tools where you can upload PDF and just tell that please remove the headers and it will do it for you. What are the security? Okay, we have covered this. Please give me your mobile number. Uh, sure, sir. I'll be available for the connect over LinkedIn or calls as well. Komal ma'am can share you my email ID. I'll just drop it in the chat as well.
Yeah. So I think you missed the one more question on the top.
Okay. I got ChatGPT paid version. Can I make Reco for 2B and my books purchase via ChatGPT? If yes, can you tell me how to do it? So you can do it and you don't need a paid version for it. You can do it in free version also. So for this, you have to have data in proper formats. Okay. Once you download the data from GST portal, there are a lot of blanks. You have to remove those blanks. If you go on YouTube, there are a lot of people who have uploaded the videos already. But paucity of time, I'll not be able to show it because in my demo data, there's no GST information there. I've not taken any GST information. But you cannot upload the bare file that you download from the GST portal because it has to be formatted. We have to make sure that the ChatGPT understands the format. So you can download the 2B from there and you can purchase register, you can export from your Tally and you can upload there asking ChatGPT to give you a report of what's there in the books but not in the portal, there in the portal but not in the books, something like that you can do and that would work for you. So I've tried it for myself and it has worked already. Mobile number and email ID. Sir, I've put my email ID.
So, sir, I think we've answered all the questions. I'm just removing. Okay. You know, can Gemini also do the same, sir?
Yeah, Gemini also can do the same, but right now I can't show Gemini because I've not have the settings open. I'm not logged in. I'm using ChatGPT only.
So one last thing, can you show again how to turn off the option of not providing data to ChatGPT? I think that will be useful.
Let me do
Can
it.
we do that? Yeah.
Yeah. So my screen is visible, ma'am?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is simple. I've just gone to chatgpt.com. Step 1. Step 2 would be to click on this icon. Is this icon visible in the screen, ma'am?
The growth partners?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Step 2 would be to click on the icon. So whatever email ID you have purchased, you have logged in from, the icon would appear here. Your DP would appear here and you have to click on this DP here. And then there's an option called settings. You have to click on this settings. Because a lot of people are asking, ma'am, can you just open the chat so that we understand people are able to follow?
Oh, sorry, my bad. Okay, so I'm getting it. Yeah, now people can chat. Yes.
Yeah. Please reply that step 2 done. I'll redo it. First step was to open ChatGPT. Second step was to click on the icon. Please reply step 2 done so that I understand all of you all are able to follow. Step 2 done. Shashidhar sir, thank you for the reply. And the step 3 would be to go to settings. Are you there? Thank you, sir, Rajendra sir. So from here, there is something called data controls. You have to click here, which is the 5th point here in the drop down. You have to click on data controls and then the first option is improve the model for everyone. Here, you can check it or you can uncheck it. Improve the model for everyone. Allow your content to be used to train our models, which makes ChatGPT better for you and everyone who uses it. We will take steps to protect your privacy. So you have to uncheck it and make sure you have to uncheck it before you start using ChatGPT at your offices. Especially in our cases as a chartered accountant, because we are interested with clients' data and we cannot compromise on the security. Give me a thumbs up if all of you all could do it. Not able to see any thumbs up in the chat. If you could follow how to turn it off, please give a thumbs up so that we can proceed further. Okay, perfect. Thank you, Kedar sir, Shashidhar sir, Lalit sir. Thank you so much. Nice session. Thank you so much, sir. And we have one last query. Komal ma'am, can you take it?
I'm sorry.
We have one last query.
Yeah, on the recording of the session, yeah, I've already shared the link. So I've shared the link of our latest CA community group where we send all the recordings. Meanwhile, you can also, for instance, if it gets lost, you can always type in at the Tally Solutions YouTube channel and type for the CA Connect playlist. I'll just copy paste the playlist link as well. And if you're not part of the CA community, please do join, because not just a particular session, but we discuss you can get your queries answered from your fellow CAs. We share any important updates relevant for chartered accountants. So I'll just copy the CA community link one more time. Yeah. Manish sir, a lot of compliments pouring in for you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Ma'am, I'm waiting for your email so that I
I have
can.
already sent you long back actually. It's at I have your Gmail ID.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Sure. I've got
yeah.
it. Yeah, I'm just attaching the file. Please share it in the chat here.
Yeah. Actually, we could have done that long back. Okay, Vikashi, yes, we thank you for reminding one more time. And yeah.
Great session. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Shashidhar sir. Rajesh sir, thank you. And yeah, I guess the questions are all over. Do we have any more questions, ma'am?
We have answered all the queries, and
We
the
have one
ones
question
that
by Krishna sir, who's asking, what is the difference between CA, Chat GPT, and AI tools? Sir, what is the difference between Chat GPT and AI tools? Sir, Chat GPT is a type of AI tool. So AI tools is a category, and Chat GPT is one of the pioneer and one of the most famous AI tools what everyone has been using. So there is Claude, there is Bard, there are so many AI tools available in the market. You can use any of the AI tools. ChatGPT is something which has been widely used in the businesses. So I've taken example of ChatGPT, but we are not promoting ChatGPT here. You can use any AI tools. It works the same. I guess we are done with the questions, ma'am.
attaching the file in the chat for everyone. 1 second. I think it's the Word file, which is why there was a problem, but let me just check one more time.
Or I can also copy paste the matter if people can copy paste into their
No,
Word
no,
file.
no. I think that will be difficult. Have you received it? Can anyone confirm in the chat? I'm just, Manishi, I'm stopping your compliments right now because I have to disable the chat. Yeah. Did you see in the chat file there's a document called ChatGPT prompts.docs? Manishi, have you received it?
It's there here, and I'm able to download as well. Let somebody
Yeah.
confirm from the audience so that.
Okay, I have enabled the chat one more time. Can just one person write yes if you can see in the chat ChatGPT prompts document? Yes. Okay, I'm disabling again. Yeah. Thank you, Chandni ji, Umesh ji, for confirming. So, Manishi, great session. The audience was super active throughout the session. And I'll just add to the one point because I could see a lot of, comments on Tally being Tally's audit module. Definitely, we take pride in it with the audit modules. And so, this session, while we drafted as one that we always have to upgrade with the technology, and it is not replacing one thing with the other. We take great pride in making audits simpler. In fact, best compliments we receive from chartered accountants is on the audit features. So this was more on to get you the qualitative insights. And like Manishi mentioned, that to train the staff, for instance, you can definitely put the report filters and get ki okay, is client ne ye kiya. But definitely, if you add the same thing, you can also get one more insights. Like you can always treat it as a paid assistant. So this was to add on to your audit to make it simpler, more insightful, and you can save, time on the redundant task which you do not have to do it. For instance, if you have done it once and the same person needs, so not two people don't have to put the same prompt. That is why we can use the AI tools. So this was the whole idea, as to be definitely aim that all the TallyPrime users get the best of it. So even if there's an additional other external tools which can make the life simpler, we made. And this CA Connect is not just about Tally. This is by the CAs for the CAs, and we aim that any topic which will be relevant for chartered accountants, we will do it. So thank you, Manishi, for this great idea. Great compliments received. And I'm so happy that we are almost actually 20 minutes far. So sorry for taking so much of your time. But yeah, so I will now conclude the session. I think we have given enough time for people to download the prompt file as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.